I'm Pam, I'm 60 years old, and it's been too long. I haven't been able to post any videos for a while, but I've started a new training regime with an online trainer, and I have been hiking every weekend. So, without further ado, let me show you what I've been doing for the past several weeks.
I'm Courtney. I'm one of the trainers at Body Results, and I'm coming to you from our studio in Seattle. As we work with people from all levels, from novice to experts. We design the programs that we know work, and it's up to you to do the work. So we are here to provide motivation and accountability and success along the way. You've got to do the work. Training for a backpacking trip in the Grand Canyon.
I feel like I've not been making nearly enough progress through my own training, so I'm hoping this will give me the edge I need for a successful rim to rim to rim. But first, a bit of explanation. Hike number 19 explored Sabino Canyon with my 89-year-old mom and my sister. A couple of days after this, Mom started having blinding headaches, and my sisters and I took her to the emergency room. While my mom was in the hospital, Walt's 91-year-old mom had a minor stroke. Our families have been our top priority during the past few weeks, taking precedence over exploring new trails and making videos. But even when I don't have time to find new trails, I can still introduce my favorite places to new people. In the past month, I've been back up to Wasson Peak with my sister and brother-in-law, Julie and Jack, revisited Blackett's Ridge with my co-worker Mark from New Orleans, back to Linda Vista Trail and halfway up Push Peak by myself, and then once again with Walt, Jack, and my nephew EJ. Then, a very short trek along Finger Rock Trail with my son Zach and his girlfriend Portia, and back to Linda Vista Trail once more with a student intern from my office, Gorvie. So now you have it. I'm going to show you the highlights of my past 6 hikes, which have been beautiful and healing for the soul, and have helped me get through some difficult times. Hike number 20 on June 17th was Wasson Peak with my sister Julie and her husband Jack. It's a beautiful sunrise. Julie had never been to Wasson Peak, and I took her along the King Canyon Trail. The saguaro blossoms had all turned into red fruits, and the trail was beautiful and full of happy birds.
You know how you can tell that's a mockingbird? Because its song changes every 10 seconds. Wow, Julie's got rocks in her boots.
For hike number 21 on June 22nd, I took my coworker Mark, who was visiting from New Orleans, up Blackett's Ridge.
This is my friend and colleague, Mark. He is from Louisiana and is visiting Tucson for the first time.
Mark had never hiked in the desert, and he was blown away by the saguaro forest, the dry heat, and the cliffs overlooking Sabino Canyon.
Because we're just getting really vertical. Now we're seeing like cliff faces.
See it eating the cactus fruit?
Yeah.
Louisiana does have a mountain. At just over 500 feet, Driscoll Mountain is Louisiana's tallest natural point. And at 535 feet, a couple of the skyscrapers in New Orleans are taller than Driscoll Mountain.
Just a little bit of a drop off.
The thought crossed my mind, like, what if this mountain just sort of like rolls over and just tosses me off?
The elevation gain from the base of Blackett's Ridge to the top is nearly 1,700 feet. After our hike, I took Mark to the Eclectic Cafe, where he got to try prickly pear lemonade. On June 25th, hike number 22 was the first time I ever attempted a desert hike by myself. So I made sure to let people know what I was doing, especially since the temperature was supposed to climb well over 100 degrees. I hiked halfway up to Push Peak, and then the Linda Vista Loop twice around.
Walt is out of town, and so I am going to hike by myself today. It's the first time I've really done a serious hike by myself, so I'm a little bit nervous. It's already 72 degrees at 5 a.m. It's supposed to get up to about 107. Hoping to be done with this hike by 9 o'clock.
Push Peak is said to be the steepest hike in Tucson, climbing about 2,000 feet within 1.25 miles of trail.
I have decided that I misjudged my timing here, and I am not going to go all the way to the top because the sun is coming up pretty fast. It's already 80 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I just don't want to be caught out in the heat. I came as far as the end of the canyon.
I turned around about halfway up at a place I privately refer to as Push Canyon Bend.
Basically going almost straight down, and then you can see the trail down there. It's getting really hot, and I still have a ways to go. What I've done to stave off any kind of heat exhaustion is I took off my hat and I poured water over my head so that my hair could evaporate, and that's cooling me off very fast. It's a great strategy when you're starting to overheat. I made it. It's 93 degrees out right now. I'm very glad to get back to my car, and I'm feeling very good about the hike today.
Hike number 23 on June 30th saw a return to Push Peak with Walt, as well as my brother-in-law Jack and my nephew EJ.
4:30 in the morning. We are all insane, but hopefully we'll be able to see pretty soon so we don't step on any rattlesnakes. It's supposed to get up to 104 today. When I tried it last week, I started at about 5:30 and it was just too hot. So this morning we're starting at 4:30.
Really nice stand to Saguaros. All right, bring the pain.
The first half mile or so isn't too much of a climb, but as soon as you get into the wilderness area, the trail turns into a 25% grade all the way to the top. This is an excellent trail to use as a regular workout, which is what I will be doing as part of my rim to rim to rim training regime, particularly over this coming winter when temperatures aren't so brutal during the day. Jack and EJ made it to the top of Push Peak, passing a small herd of bighorn sheep along the way. But Walt and I turned aside at the halfway point to hike instead to the top of a gorgeous rocky ridge overlooking Oro Valley.
Steepest trail in Tucson, right?
I think so.
So instead of going all the way to the top, Walt and I came up to that big toothy ridge on Push Peak that looks down over Oro Valley. There is Push Peak up there, and over here is the canyon that we just came up.
Pretty neat place.
Yeah, it's so beautiful up here.
Seed and bloom.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah.
Way across the valley, you can see a little bit of movement in red. That's somebody coming down the trail. He's a trail runner. He's going fast.
Hike number 24 began along Finger Rock Trail with my son Zach and his girlfriend Portia.
Today's July 8th and it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We are going on Finger Rock Trailhead, but probably not all the way to the top. It's already 80 degrees, so we're only going to go until we have to turn around for the heat. You guys ready? Okay,
Yes.
let's do this.
However, this hike ended up being only about a mile for me. I wasn't feeling well that morning, so I went back to the trailhead and just enjoyed the morning outdoors, while Zach and Portia went up to the plateau. And finally, hike number 25 took me back to Linda Vista Loop.
Today is July 15th. I am hiking with my friend Gorvi, and and it is 5 o'clock in the morning and it's already 85 degrees out. So it's going to be a fairly short hike because it's so hot right now. But it's beautiful. I can already hear birds. It should be fun.
This hike was great fun with another coworker. Gorvi is an exchange student from India doing her architecture internship at my firm. Like Mark, this was also her first hike in Tucson, and she was also blown away by the beauty of the desert. We just enjoyed ourselves, admiring the sunrise while she taught me some yoga poses. After our hike, she told me that she finally understood why people love it so much here.
All right, we did it. It's 10 till 7 and it's already almost 90 degrees and I'm glad we're finished, but what a gorgeous hike, right?
Yeah, I loved it. It's my first hike.
Excellent. Well, we'll have to do it again.
Of course, I would love to. Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Our gorgeous sunrise was followed by breakfast at the Tohono Chul Gardens. And with that, I hope to get back into my regular schedule of posting videos. Instead of a video each week, I'm hoping a more modest schedule of a video every 2 weeks, although I won't be giving up any of my weekend hikes. So, stay cool, and I'll see you next time.